Hello, hello. This is Nikki, Pokemon organizer over at Odyssey Games, here with Jake. Jake, introduce yourself, man.
My name's Jake. I've been playing Pokemon on and off for about 10 years now, and recently moved to California and found Odyssey Games and found Nikki, and here to commentate some games with him.
Yeah, we're gonna do the fifth event of the Odyssey Pokemon Circuit. It's a special circuit for players who wants to earn points playing in our casual tournaments to play for a bigger one, which we have here in the schedule. We have finals in 2 days. Here are the next a couple weeks or towards the end of the month here. It looks like so you guys can see the schedule here. But now we're gonna do 5 rounds of the fifth event that we got going from last week. I hope you guys are excited.
I'm
Let's see here.
excited to see what these games look like.
Yeah, we omitted Jake's game because we didn't want to.
Do
I
you
don't
want
want
to
him to be.
commentate? Do you want to commentate my own game? So
That'd be weird. So we're gonna go ahead with the first game here. I believe it's Chief versus Idris in the first round. So let's go ahead and get that started.
it wouldn't have been a little weird if I was in the finals, you know?
Man, I wouldn't have you casting your own finals. All right, let's take a look here. So we started off here. So giving you guys some quick ground rules. Proxies are allowed in our tournaments for our casuals, but only up to 3. So if you guys see some games with some weird looking proxies, just giving you guys a heads up if you guys are watching this and making some comments. Just how it is here over at Odyssey Games. So the first card we see from Chi looks like it's an Eldegoss V. So let me go ahead and get that up on the screen there so you guys can see.
So Chi, I believe, is running the ADP Zacian with Moltres. So Moltres kind of a meta call right now, mainly because of Shadow Rider, but of course post rotation ADP kind of goes away. But right now,
Right.
ADP is just still running the floor as far as tournaments go.
That's true. ADP is pretty strong, especially in expanded. But we're not talking about expanded. We're going to talk about standard for now. So let's take a look at Idris's cards. I think that's the Italian V out there. I'll put it up on the screen. So Italian V, pretty good standard because of all the league battle decks. It's like really easy to get, so you can see a lot of players running these. So don't be surprised if you guys go into one of your guys' casuals on like a Sunday or a Saturday and you see like a couple of these. They're really good, solid decks.
They are really solid, especially paired with the sniping Inteleon from Chilling Reign. I mean, those two compared with, or not compared, but together with the regular Inteleon V with the sniping attacks, I mean, you're looking at putting 100 plus damage, depending on how many sniping abilities you have on the bench of your opponent. I mean, you're looking 120 to 140 damage almost every turn,
Yeah.
depending on where you're placing those damage counters.
Yeah. And that one's on the league battle deck, right? That's something you just have to upgrade.
Right, right. So the first, obviously, the Inteleon V right there, the snipe shot, that one does 40, I believe. And then as you evolve it, the max snipe ability one from Inteleon V Max, it does 60 to the bench. And then you, of course, add in the snapping ability from Chilling Reign, which also does 20. So for each one that's on your bench. So you're looking at quite a bit of bench damage, or even honestly just active damage as well, too.
And it's gonna be really strong once post rotation comes because you know it's gonna be rotated out. That
That
Mew
that
that she just
that
played.
bench,
Oh my god, that was like perfect
yep,
timing too.
that bench barrier Mew right there, that is going to be huge. So we're looking at, honestly, I believe, I want to say a big Urshifu slash Inteleon meta once post rotation comes, just because as of right now, there's no cards that have been released that we know of that's going to have any kind of bench barrier. So
Yes,
also
as
right
far
there,
as
we
we know.
see, yeah, so right now we see Idris putting on that Path to the Peak, so it's going to shut off pretty much all the abilities on the bench, actually all in play for GX and V Pokemon. So Cheese Intrepid Sword, unfortunately, does not do anything for him coming up next turn.
Oh, that
How he
is
gets
true.
Eldegoss out of play is going to be a weird one. So no Intrepid Sword. Hopefully Chi has the energies in hand, or possibly can Marnie or draw into them. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, needs an air balloon to get out, get some damage in. But the Mew's effects should still be in play, so he doesn't have anything to
Right.
worry about. But if he gets boss's order, because you know the Denene only has like 160 HP, right? So that's gonna be like
Yep.
an
Yep.
easy snipe.
Easy snipe there, and then you got to think, that Mew also only has 60 HP. So if he gets that Inteleon V max out, we're looking at bossing up the Mew, and then you're putting that 60 damage on somewhere else. So,
Right.
um, so we're gonna see what he does here. Looks like he's using Capacious Bucket, is what it looks like. He got
Yeah,
the energies out of
people
his
people
deck.
dog on the Italian League battle decks because it's like cheap. He was like, it's like almost as much as a starter deck. It's like, nah, man, you don't understand, dude. It's like a
No,
really solid
it's
deck for $15.
I mean, yeah, right. And so it's just like what Pokemon's kind of like really bringing out as far as the trainer toolkits and the league battle decks. Like, I mean, you even got the Victini VMAX league battle decks out there, and then you throw an extra $10 in there for the Senti Scorches, and you got yourself a solid Senti Scorch via Victini VMAX deck. So
I think maybe max you probably spend maybe about $40 to actually boost.
ooh,
The
are we gonna see a
Inteleon to
turn
top
two?
tier.
Are we gonna see a
Ooh,
turn two Arthur Altered Creation right here?
well, that's the
Oh,
ADP.
that is the ADP. Yeah, it looks like Idris put on the energy, but he wasn't able to use that first attack because I believe that first attack for Intelligent VMAX does sniping. But of course, with Mew on the bench, we're not going to see that damage plan. Oh, there is the boss for the Frostmoth. There goes the energy acceleration. But are we in Alter Creation or are we going to do Ultimate Ray here?
I hate Alter Creation. That's just
Oh
saying that right
man,
now.
yeah, I think we saw an Altered Creation. So we bossed up that Frostmoth to just kind of get out of the active. But does Idris have the air balloon or a switch to get it out of there? Because I believe Frostmoth is a 2 retreat cost, so don't want to waste your energy trying to attach to retreat. So we'll see what happens here. Looks like an Evo Incense. Are we going for an Inteleon? Or are we going for another Frostmoth? What are you looking at here? So it looks like we're going for another Inteleon. Looks like it's a sniping Inteleon. And I believe Idris does run a 2-2 line of the sniping and the shady dealings. So let's have to see what he has going here. Looking for, there's a research. So are we going to get the air balloon or a switch?
Yep.
That's what he's digging for. We got, oh, okay, we're attaching. Okay, so we got the
Look at
Frostmoth
him.
ability. Oh, he's loading up that bench. We got the Frostmoth. I believe he has that one Frostmoth in play. Nothing on the bench. So does he have? He doesn't. He doesn't have a switch or an air balloon. So it looks like we're gonna have to see it pass. Yep, there it is.
Ooh.
So let's see. So Chi, Metal Saucer there, and then there we go. Are we gonna see an Ultimate Ray here? Most likely. Are we gonna see a energy switch to Zacian? So there. Okay. Yep. We're gonna see most likely an Ultimate Ray here for.
Research.
Yep.
Research is such a good card. It's a
Oh man.
staple in every deck.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it
if you're
has to
not-
be. Yeah.
yeah, if you're not running research, your deck's probably not gonna work.
I mean, I can't think of a format there was never not a research, right? I mean,
Or
it's
something similar, right?
right. All right. So we see Viridian put down to get rid of that Path to the Peak. And we're gonna see that energy surge out of the deck. You're getting a water energy. Trying to. We already have an Aurora and the metal attached to ADP. Is there another ADP on bench? There's not. So
Nope.
let's. What do we? Okay, so there's Ultimate Ray for knockout for 2 prizes, get 3 energy, and this is where this is where Chi kind of starts running away with it because all he really has to do now is just boss game right now. So I mean, you have one Inteleon V on bench with no V max, and then you have looks like another Inteleon and a Drizzile. So if Chi's able to get 2 bosses within the next couple of turns, it's game. Unfortunately, that's how ADP works. You know, it's like ultimate ray. Are you altered creation, and then you ultimate ray, and then you taking 2 prizes on basics or very low Pokemon, and then you switch into Zacian for 260, and you know you're just running away with the game at this point.
You happen to know if he runs hammers in his deck?
I don't think he runs hammers. I think he wanted to try Phantom Waves, but you know, with all the special energy out there. But I mean, I think after kind of some consideration, talking with the people at the storefront, they were kind of like, you know, maybe Phantom Waves isn't the best way to go. So I think he's just running a very generic, shady dealings, sniping, no hammers, no Phantom Waves, and just trying to go for the bench damage.
Ooh.
Oh, what are we seeing here?
Yep.
Oh, so yeah, so the sniping Inteleon. So it places a damage counter, doesn't do damage, so that's why we're seeing the 2
Yeah, if you
damage
get that,
counters on them.
the boss's order, it just bosses out the Dedenne, do a max bullet, 3 prizes. That's pretty much it.
Right, right. So what do we see Chi do here? So he's not knocking out the Inteleon no matter what he does, so he could Ultimate Ray, but I think what we might see here is a switch into the Zacian, or we might just see another Ultimate Ray for some more energy. But as far as his bench goes, he has a Mawile, which Mawile doesn't do a whole lot of damage, and his only other attacker right now is Zacian. So we might see an Ultimate Ray just to kind of get the energy onto the Mawile, just so he has it there for energy switches. But I'm not So we're gonna see an Aurora on the Dedenne. What are we gonna see happen here?
Yeah, this is it's a pretty scary board.
So, okay, so we're seeing another ultimate ray for 180, and then we're gonna see more energy come into play. So it looks like Chi only had one energy to take out, um, and I believe Chi is running 6 metal, 3 aurora, and 4 darkness. So I'm looking at his board state. Looks like he has 4 of the metals in place. So I believe 2 of those metals might be prized right now.
Metal energies and metal saucers.
Metal energies. And I believe he plays a 4 metal saucer too. So it looks like he had a darkness and a water in his hand.
Ooh, Sabo.
The Sabo, okay. And then we're going to ping more 20 more damage onto that Mew. Does Idris have the other Inteleon in hand? I don't think he does. I think that's what he's kind of looking for. Is that
half of the peak's been played?
Yep. Yeah, so he didn't have the other Inteleon to get that Mew out of play, so he's going to switch into that Inteleon. Yeah, so... Alright, so we're good there. Yeah, so it just looked like he was just... Wait, did we get a knockout on the ADP? Oh, I guess we did. Okay. I guess I didn't...
Did I miscount his...
No. So we that's game right there. So
yeah, okay.
So Idris only had taken the ADP. So and then of course.
Okay, that's what they're doing. Okay, they were just seeing what's gonna happen next. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Right.
Ooh, I thought I miscounted there.
As always, 95% of the time, I want to say ADP runs away with the game. Chi just set up way too quick for Idris to even kind of be able to really kind of backfire. I mean, he had the Mew on the bench turn 2. He had the turn 2 altered creation. And at that point, unless Idris had that Mew on inactive spot to knock it out, there's really no way for Idris to really do anything more at that point. So, of course, ADP doing what it does best and taking that turn 2 altered creation to the win.
Yeah, that is true. Well, that was game 1. That was a quick game 1, but hey, we got more games to watch, and I think it'll be really fun because we have different decks coming out. We have non-meta decks, meta decks. Actually, I haven't even seen the whole thing, so I don't know what we're gonna see.
as long as nobody's running Tornadus VMAX, we're okay,
Oh, you?
Yeah, right, me. Yeah, it seemed like it was a good idea, and then you go 1 and 4, and then you're like, all right, maybe not next time.
It probably could work. I don't know. I didn't play against it, so I'm not sure if it was missing anything or just having bad draws.
It's one of those things like, you look at Rapid Strike Pokemon and you have all kinds of search engine for those. And so, but with Single Strike, it's kind of like, if you don't draw into them, it's probably not going to work in your favor. But, it does well as long as it sets up good. There's tournaments where it's taken, top 8 before. But for me, that one tournament just didn't go too well for us. So.
Right. All right. So, I forgot to change that to round 2. So let me go ahead and swap that real quick. All right, guys, we're at round 2 with Ian versus Elijah. If I remember correctly, Ian is running a Ice Rider, one of the Rider decks.
I think it's Shadow Rider.
It's one of the Riders, yeah. It's one of those.
And then Elijah is running, I believe, a combination of Salamence and Blissey, if I'm not mistaken.
Blissey for sure. I don't remember if there was a Salamence, but he did say he was running a Blissey variation. So maybe some interesting decks. So it looks like they're setting up here.
And I believe
next round.
Ian does have a proxy, so we might see one of those proxies in this gameplay right here. Just to kind of give you guys an idea of what it looks like when most people run proxies. People run all different kinds of shapes and sizes, and I believe Ian's actually running like a really, really small print of Gengar Mimikyu. So that card is very, very strong right now in the current standard format. So once post-rotation comes again, those tag teams are out. So. But still, Shadow Rider, even post-rotation, is still one of the top decks that are going to be in play.
Yeah, we already know what's gonna be top. Like the Eternatus deck is gonna be okay. We probably won't see a lot of it, but
right. I think the big thing that obviously is Path to the Peak. So Eternatus losing Chaotic Swell. That's pretty much the biggest thing. Other than that, and of course the Weavile engine as far as energy switches go. So let's see what we got here. Looks like we have a Cresselia out on Ian's side, and then we have what looks to be in DDV on Elijah's side. So obviously for like healing abilities. So I think Elijah's trying a new tactic with this as far as what he's trying to heal off. Does Blissey have any healing abilities, or is it just kind of? I know one of the goals is trying to keep Blissey up there. You know, you attach a, what is it, big cape or something like that, giant cloak, one of those cards that increase the HP by like 50.
Yeah, I know there's items. I'm trying to remember if Blissey actually has. I maybe one of the effects when you attack or attach an energy, it's like you remove a special condition, but
Right.
not like an ability that heals itself. That would be so broken if it does.
Right. Yeah, so I know what special ability is. Anytime you attach an energy to Blissey, it removes all special conditions. So, and then of course this attack, it does 30 for each energy attached, and then you can attach up to 3 from the discard pile to Blissey. So,
Yeah, there it is. Natural Cure. Whenever you attach an energy card from your hand to this Pokemon, it recovers from all special conditions.
there you go. Yep.
Which,
So looking for
is
a
really
Fog
good.
Crystal here for that Shadow Rider for Ian. See what else he
Fall
has.
Crystal.
Need those Frog Crystals. Shadow Rider, obviously I would say personally one of the most broken cards that's probably ever been printed in Pokemon game format. So,
Fall Crystal?
no, Shadow Rider VMAX.
Oh.
And no, not Fog Crystal. Fog Crystal in its right isn't good, right? But as far as just Shadow Rider VMAX. Oh, you had to get rid of a Shadow
Yeah,
Rider
what's that
VMAX.
one card that was in the last standard rotation that's like very similar to Fall Crystal? I want to say it's for grass. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not 100% sure either myself. Not 100% sure.
I
Well,
want to
it
say
looks
it's a
like we
Nest
did.
Ball, but I don't think a Nest Ball gives you energy.
No, not Nest Ball does search out for Pokemon, but so we
But there was
see
something. Yeah. Is that an
see a
ordinary rod?
it looks like an ordinary rod. Looks like we saw research that he had to play down, which he had to get rid of a Shadow Rider VMAX. So as far as Shadow Rider VMAX goes, there's not really a way to get that back into play. Um, so it looks like we're going to be looking here for there's another Shadow Rider V down. Let's see what else he got in his hand. Let's see here. Cresselia, Ian's going turn 2, so we should see that photon attack that allows, or not. What's the first attack on Cresselia again? Crescent Glow, that's what it was. So we should see that Crescent Glow here for 3 energy once we see what's going to happen with this Pokénat or Pokegear right here for a Sonia.
It's the benefit of going second.
Let's see here. What do we got? So we're
He's
going to
got a
quick ball.
Quick ball on a
Getting rid of a
switch.
switch. Okay,
He's
it's
gonna
not
try to
bad.
get a Shadow Rider or maybe something to
Yeah.
help his board. Oh no, we got the Zapdos.
Oh, we got a
Ooh,
Zapdos. Oh,
Zapdos is so good. So
that's
scary.
actually not a bad play at all, considering Blissey is weak to fighting. So, Blissey's one of those. I wouldn't say it's a top tier deck, but it's one of those things that if you're not teched for it, it could really throw you off your game. So,
Zapdos is really good against Eternatus too.
exactly,
Gets
yep.
scared.
And that's why a lot of Shadow Riders tech in Zapdos for specifically Eternatus right now.
If you watch Elijah play, you never see him build his board up because I don't think he really needs to. And now that he knows that the Zapdos is out, he wants to try not to play in as many Vs as he can. Otherwise, that Blissey will get knocked out like crazy.
So now here's what could happen if Elijah happens to whiff an energy attachment, which I don't think he does. I know he plays 20 different special energy, which we can kind of see in his hand right there. Shadow Rider V's first attack really should have been the first play of the game, mainly because it stops you from playing any kind of special energy from hand, which could essentially stop Elijah right in his tracks because he's not able to attach from hand with special energy. So. Not saying what Ian did was the wrong move, but knowing that Blissey was there, probably should have thought a little bit about it before moving on with the Crescent Glow. I know energy attachment is really important with Shadow Rider, but when you're playing a deck that specifically mainly just plays special energies like Blissey, you really want to kind of stop that person from being able to attach from hand with special energies. So, see, Elijah has played, looks like to be a quick ball for another DDV. Let's see what we're going to see here. Are we going to see a Blissey attack, or are we going to see... What do we got here? So it looks like we're going to see a pass from Elijah. Okay.
Ooh, another path. Paths are pretty good this rotation. Or getting into the rotation, but yeah.
Right. So we're seeing another... Is that another research from Ian? Oh, no, he's playing Sonya. Okay. So...
Sonya.
Okay, so we're seeing... Sonya, what's he going to try and bring out now? Another Zapdos. Okay, so we're seeing 2 Zapdos. And a Crobat V.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know.
And
How many cards do you have in hand? Like one or two? The Crobat would be a good play. Just
yeah, he had the card accidentally flipped up on the table, and I believe he had a boss's order in hand. So yeah, Crobat V, correct play here just to kind of get some cards more in your hand. So
has he?
uh,
Oh, he played the Sonya. I was gonna ask if he played.
yeah, he played the Sonya for
Oh,
the Crobat and the Zapdos.
hopefully he gets
So
that VMAX. That's
there it is.
That's
There we go.
I
There we
would
go.
assume that's the correct play, right?
So we're gonna hopefully see some Underworld Door here if he has energy in hand to draw 2 more additional cards, and hopefully he draws into another Shadow Rider VMAX.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't deck himself out, but this would be good acceleration for any of his Pokemon actually. It's
So
just
there we
psychic energy, right? Yeah, yeah. Psychic
Yep,
energy.
just all Psychic. So we're gonna see Underworld Door here for 2 cards, and looks like another Pokegear, another Crobat V into hand. So right now he's kind of at a standstill. He'll be able to attack with the Cresselia for 120. Unless DDV is weak to Dark, right?
It's
I want
psychic,
to say.
right? I'm gonna say
Yeah.
yeah, it's dark.
Yep. So it's weak to Dark. So we're only seeing 120 damage there. So are we gonna see if Elijah's able to get this in DDV out of play? We're gonna see 40 damage healed off that in DDD if he chooses to. Which doesn't really seem like it'd be the right move just because he's going to get knocked out either way.
Right.
Unless he has like some kind of potion in hand, which I don't believe Elijah
I don't.
plays
Yeah,
potions.
I wouldn't even. That would be for the Blissey, to be honest.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So it looks like he attached an energy, so it seems like we might see a retreat. Nope, we're going to see the healing of the damage, which doesn't really do a whole lot for Elijah just because that only heals off 40 from the 2 in DDVs. So, and when you're doing 120, there's the retreat right there. Okay, so we're going to see a Blissey come into play.
Oh, that's good because he needs the energy in the discard because that's what
Right.
Blissey does.
And see what's going to happen here. So we're going to probably see that Blissful Blast for 40 damage, and we're going to attach 3 from his discard. So this is the glory thing about Blissey, obviously, is, you take energy right from the discard, you attach them right to the Blissey itself, and you're just looking at swinging. Next turn, he'll be swinging for about 150. Say gets 3 more in there, and you just keep pumping up that Blissey. It's
ridiculous.
really ridiculous. Yeah, that's for sure. And then, of course, 250 HP just for a V. You attach, an item card that gives you 50 plus more. You're looking at 300. And you're just, you're looking at a 2 prize or having 300 HP. It's almost like a whale lord in a sense, but Blissey, man, it's again not a metal call, but it's just like if you're not ready for it, it can really kind of throw you off your game. Because turn 2, 3, you're that Blissey swinging for 200 plus damage.
Yep.
So let's see what we got Ian going on here.
He's doing a boss's order.
He's gonna boss up the DDV. Okay.
Yeah. Just to knock it out and get that 2 prize cards.
Smart move. I mean, honestly, that was definitely. I mean, because you're gonna, if he was a swing into the Blissey, he probably is gonna have something to heal it off even more. I believe Elijah's running 3 in DDV, so that's 60 damage every single turn. Plus, if you add in any kind of healing item cards, you're essentially just healing off that Blissey the entire time through. So you do see an Air Balloon. Yeah, Air Balloon onto the DDV. There we go. Also, the powerful energy, so that adds another 20.
I think that should be enough to knock out the Cresselia, right?
Oh yeah, Cresselia is definitely going down this turn, that's for sure. Mainly just because you have, so you're doing 30, 60, 90, 120, 150 plus the 10. So 130 plus the powerful energy, so you're looking at 150 damage. So definitely Cresselia is going down this turn. Now the goal here is to get Elijah to have more energy in the discard pile to really kind of get those more energy on the Blissey, because right now Blissey's running hot with still 250 HP, 5 energy attached. So
yeah, I don't think it has the cape on it, right?
No, it doesn't have the cape on it right now. So we're gonna see that knockout.
Yep.
Elijah takes his prize.
That's good.
I'm not sure if Ian is running an Alcremie, but right now Ian's kind of stuck as far as does he have any Aurora energy in hand? So we're gonna see. So Ian actually have to attach an Aurora plus 1 just because Elijah only has 3 V Pokemon in play. So Actually, no, that'd only be one Aurora. Never mind. Yeah, it'd be one
Yeah,
Aurora.
I think
So,
that would be one. So
but does
if
he
he can,
have an
if he has the energy, stick it on there. But he still needs the fighting energy, right? Oh yeah, that's what the Aurora does. Yeah.
Yeah, the Aurora. Yep, yep. But yeah, so we're.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Is it? Was that the Aurora? Or was that? Was
Yep,
that
I
a?
think yeah. Oh
Oh,
wait,
yeah,
yeah.
there it is. Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Ooh. And there's no path in place, so it doesn't shut off. So ability's still there.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
Oh, Elijah.
And that's his only Blissey on the board too, because I don't think he really attacks with the other guys.
Right. Zapdos is weak to Psychic, but again, in DDV doesn't have any kind of energy. Is it attack for colorless or is it with Psychic energy?
For which one?
For in DDV?
Let's find out. It runs psychic and.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So even if in DDV did have energy on top of it, you're only doing. Let's see here. Actually, yeah, it would be a knockout, but again, we don't have any energy on the DDV for that Zapdos, so.
All right, not enough. Not enough. It looks like.
Nope. So
120 plus 10 is 130. Yeah, that's not enough.
wait. Does Elijah have a weakness guard energy on that Blissey?
Oh, that's a good question. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't. So what I can see right now is it looks like a spiral. It's
What
kind
it
of
looks like a lucky energy.
Yeah, maybe a lucky energy. Yeah. So if he has that weakness guard energy on that Blissey, we're not going to see a we're not going to see a knockout on this Blissey.
From the cards. Yeah, that's good. So that means he'll be able to knock out the Zapdos next turn. It looks like.
So I'm trying to figure out how. I'm not sure. There might have been a misplay that wasn't caught, but the Zapdos now has also a psychic energy attached to it. Underworld Door only attaches to benched, so I'm wondering if that was a misplay and no one was there to catch it. So.
Oh, that's a good call.
Yeah, because we saw the attachment of the Aurora from Ian's hand to the Zapdos this turn, and then we saw a psychic. So.
But I don't think he even needed the psychic energy on the Zapdos, anyways.
He did not need the psychic on the Zapdos, no. So it looks like we're gonna see that Blissey go down. This is a tough spot for Elijah right now. All he has, it looks like he has a Fog Crystal and. Let's see here. Actually, he has quite a bit. It looks like he has a couple of cards in hand. I don't think he has anything in his hand. I don't see a supporter. There's a path right there, so that path would have been huge. I think he top decked it. That path would have been huge last turn for that Zapdos. What are we gonna see here?
I think I might have to see a scoop because there's no, there's no coming back unless he can somehow maybe hammers half of the peak.
Yeah,
it hammers.
Right.
But I think that guy's getting knocked out next turn.
Did we see a pass? I think we saw a pass from Elijah.
I think that's a scoop.
Oh, yep, that's scoop. Yep. Yeah, there's only a boss in hand. I mean,
there's a potion. Yeah, boss path, lucky energy. Oh,
see, I mean, Elijah could have maybe bought himself a turn right there, bossing at the other Zapdos, putting down that path, and kind of bought him a turn. But I mean, granted, that only bought him one turn, and depends on when he gets the other supporter into play. So.
Right.
Well, looks like Elijah scooped it up, and looks like Ian is going on to win that round.
That's a pretty interesting match. You don't really see a lot of Blissey V decks, so it's kind of nice to see, non Urshifus or riders. So
right, there's no riders, no Urshifus, no E-turns, and it's Blissey, okay.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to see a non-meta game every once in a while, All
right, like Malamar until you lose 2 rounds in a row,
Malamar can get pretty scary.
It can be. Again, it's one of those decks that is going to be really hard to be good next, post rotation because of that bench barrier Ryu. That saves.
Oh, that's right. That's like what it runs on pretty much.
Yep. So it's like
you're
sniping that bench. Yeah, that's one thing that it's the talk around right now is when are we getting the next bench barrier? It's like having guaranteed bench barrier. It's great to think about right now, but the whole point of rotation is to kind of get away from monotony of all the same cards every single rotation. So.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see what our next game is. Round 3. Iman versus Greg. All right, that's gonna be a really fun match. They haven't played against each other in a while. Ooh.
So I believe Greg is running an Ice Rider, and then Iman is running a Urshifu. So two decks that don't really counteract each other, just kind of who gets set up first, who gets out their supporters out, who gets their bench set up. Obviously, Ice Rider depends heavily on Atelion for this. Urshifu kind of relies on Atelion, not as much as Ice Rider does, but we're going to see what Iman has. Looks like we're going to see a Remoraid come into play without Level Ball. Greg looks like he has a lone Ice Rider out right now. And of course, we got that Urshifu into play. I believe that's a promo Urshifu, too. I've seen a lot more of that being played than the regular Urshifu.
Where's the promos from? Like from a 10 box?
It's from a box, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So we got Pissimian, so that obviously adds more damage to.
Ooh, that's a really good card.
I believe that adds 30 more damage to anything on the bench that's being sniped, essentially. So I could be wrong, could be GX and Vs only, but I got
bench Vs and bench GX. Yeah.
There you go. All right, we're gonna see how quickly Greg can get set up here. It looks like he's playing a level ball for a Sable.
That's a quick ball right there.
Our quick ball is quick ball.
A Japanese promo.
That's the Japanese promo. Yep.
Yeah. He kept
Hopefully we get those.
If he can play them, and I was like, man, you really want to play these cards? All right.
I mean, I don't blame him. Those are really cool looking cards. I mean, we all know what they do.
That's true. Some really nice looking cards.
I mean, I can't lie. The Japanese have way better looking cards than we do. So.
The promos, man.
Right.
Can't go wrong with that.
All right, so let's see here. We can see in that quick ball, got rid of an air balloon. What else are we going to see put into play here? Oh. Are we going to see a pass from Grant? It doesn't look. I don't see any energy in hand. Can't play a Melanie because there's no water in his discard unless he does have a Melanie in his hand, so we're not going to see that. So we might see a pass from Greg here. Very unfortunate with Ice Rider, mainly because you just want to make sure you get those Sables and everything. Except we're going to see a pass here. So we see that bench barrier Mew. And so hard turn one from Greg. Like I said, no energy, no switch, no nothing. Probably has a Melanie in hand, but again, without that water energy in the discard pile, you can't necessarily want to play a Melanie. So okay, so we're gonna see, it looks like we have an Octillery down on Iman's side, so we're gonna see a Rapid Strike Surge probably for that Urshifu VMAX. Oh, okay, we're gonna see we already have an Urshifu VMAX down there. Okay.
Ooh.
So we're gonna see a Gale Thrust for possibly 50 damage, unless he has a Retreat Switch. We could see a Gale Thrust for 150 damage, I want to say. Good start for Amon for sure. Again, not so much for Greg on this round right now.
Yeah, Urshifu, even if he plays as Eternatus, if you can set up first as Eternatus, because you'll have the weakness disadvantage, right? But if you can set it up and start boss orderings or Urshifu's or take minimal damage, you can definitely win easy.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why, with the Eternatus Urshifu matchup, you want to make sure that Eternatus goes first to get those Eternatus into play. That way, they're not able to really set up. Because by your turn 2 now, it's like you're able to boss up an Urshifu they're trying to set up, and then you're knocking that one Urshifu out. And so.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be highly impossible for you to lose on their first turn, going second.
All right, so we see research by Iman. Looks like he got an air balloon onto that VMAX. Are we going to see a retreat to a switch till we can get that 180 into play? Does he have it? I don't think he has a switch. I think he's digging. I think he's digging for that Crobat right now. Oh, another Urshifu. Okay, never mind.
Another Urshifu. Quick balls there. Pretty neat. I think he's running what is it? Chinchinos? Those are. Yeah,
the make dos. Yeah, the Chinchino make dos. So, does Iman have the switch? So look like was that an what card was that an energy switch I just played, or was it? Oh, so it was the switch. Okay, so he did the switch for retreat to go back in. So that's exactly what we were looking for. Iman pulled it off. He had the switch in hand, and then so he retreated the Urshifu, switched it back into play, and now we're seeing that 180 damage Gale Thrust on that Ice Rider V. So very, very strong turn 2 for Iman right here. Greg with that Drizzle coming with the Shady Dealings.
Shitty
Not
dealings.
not sure what he's gonna look for. Possibly another level ball, maybe another quick ball. He needs to get energy into play.
Yep.
Possibly another Ice Rider. That's another huge thing right now is he has that one in play, and if he's not getting set up somewhat this turn, and with the only one Ice Rider in play, we're gonna see Greg in a very, very tough spot as far as his future board state. Really, he's going for the Pokecom. Okay. Gonna go back in. And I don't believe Greg play. Okay, there's a Crobat. That we're gonna see that Crobat V come into play. He'll be able to draw. Looks like he has 2 cards in hand, so we might see up to 4 more cards in hand. So hopefully we see an energy come into play. Possibly another Ice Rider Shadow or Ice Rider V Max or Ice Rider V. Just something to get Greg going, because right now Greg is again at a very, very tough spot.
Ooh, yeah, because once his Ice Rider gets knocked out, that's like his main attacker there too.
Yep. I mean, luckily he still has that Bench Barrier Mew on it now, because if that Bench Barrier Mew was not there, next turn Iman would take a double knockout on that
Ooh,
Drizzile and then Shadow. So we're going to see Crobat for 3. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Another rider. Yep. What else are we going to see Greg do here? Capacious Bucket. Okay, so we're going to see some energy come into play. I don't see Greg attaching that to the active Ice Rider, just because 180 damage already on it.
It's gonna get KO'd.
So we're possibly going to see Greg be able to discard one of those water energies, then Melanie to that Ice Rider on the bench. So might be able to see a 2 energy attachment to the benched Ice Rider this turn. So there's your path. Doesn't really affect Iman too much. I don't think he plays anything V or GX besides the Jirachi that has the Jirachi GX. But again, unless you're playing Shadow Rider, it doesn't really benefit you in this game. So, so we are going to see attachment to the active. Okay. So we're going to see 40 damage to the active Urshifu. I'm not sure if that was the correct move to make as far as attaching to that one, because now, I mean, I guess you're going to get that water energy into the discard pile, so now he can next turn Melanie to that next Ice Rider. So it's not the wrong play, but it's just one that I'm not sure I would have followed, but again, Greg has a play in mind, and we're going to see what's going to happen next.
Yeah, either a play in mind, or maybe that's like the most optimal move he can do at the time.
Right. So we're going to see Karina's Focus for 6. We've got the Cinccino in there.
Yeah, it's going to help boost his hand draws right there.
Does Iman have the energy for this next attack? So we're going to see quick ball here.
Just realized the names are backwards. Why didn't you say something?
I didn't realize. I was watching the gameplay. All right, so let's see here. So getting another Mincino out there.
Ooh, he's going to get another Cinccino. I mean, not this turn, obviously, but he will next turn.
So he did a make do for 2 more, so we got rid of that one as Urshifu. So we do see a second Urshifu VMAX on his bench, so we're going to see probably back-to-back, probably a Gale Thrust here for knockout, so he's not... I would honestly retreat them active Urshifu for the benched one, Gale Thrust for knockout. Yep, that's exactly what we're going to see right here. And that's going to get Greg his energy and discard, so we're going to see an energy attachment from discard in hand for Melanie, and most likely we might see an Ice Rider VMAX come into play this turn as well.
What's he got? Energy.
So there's energy, and there's your Melanie right there. Yep. And then do we have an Ice Rider VMAX? I don't see
Nope.
it in hand. We don't.
He gets
Oh, there are
Inteleon
the
though.
Shady Dealings. Okay. So now we're going to see an Elevation Incense or a Pokecom come into play for that Shadow Rider or I keep saying Shadow Rider, Ice Rider VMAX. Kind of seeing what he has in play. A Capacious Bucket. So we might also see another Ice Rider come into play most likely. So he's playing the Capacious. He's playing his Evo Incense. So he's going to get 2 energy plus his Ice Rider. Does he have a way to get another Ice Rider into play?
Guess somehow get a quick ball.
Get a quick ball or Evo or not Evo Incense, but maybe another Pokecom.
Yeah.
I just saw, from what I saw in Greg's hand, it looked like he just had a lot of items and supporters. I didn't
Yeah.
see
Yes.
any.
I think there's a Path of the Peak and a Boss's Order in there.
I think I saw Marnie as well, but we're playing that Melanie already, so he doesn't have.
Yeah.
He's already played a supporter for the turn, so I just see a boss, a Marnie, the cards he just pulled from that Shady Dealings. So,
What did he super scooped up? Oh, he's okay. He super scooped.
oh,
The
he
Sobble.
scooped up the Sobble. Okay, smart move, considering he doesn't have any other Sobbles in play. So you scoop up that Sobble or that Inteleon, so stuff goes back to his hand. So next turn he'll be able to Shady Dealings again with that Drizzile, and hopefully able to find another lovable or quick ball to get another Sobble into play. And then, like I said, Iman's just set up right now. Oh, we got a Crushing Hammer. Oh, ooh,
That's gonna slow him down a
okay.
little bit.
That'll slow him down for sure. Because now he's pretty much forced to use another Melanie to get that water energy back into play. And we're going to
The
see.
switch.
Yep, the switch. Because he did not have an air balloon on that active Urshifu, so we had to switch into that one. I'm seeing a lot more Gale Thrust than I am actually Urshifu's, second attack, obviously, because of the Bench Barrier Mew there. But even without the Bench Barrier Mew, that second attack's not being used a whole lot. See, I think a Gale Thrust is just kind of the way the meta's kind of going at the moment.
Well, that Marnie might help Greg, but
That,
he's a
right,
Inteleon with the Shady Dealings is obviously on the bottom now. But
right.
we'll see what happens.
Ooh, do we see a Drizzile? I think I see a Drizzile in hand.
Melody too, I think.
Yeah, 2 Melanies in hand. 2 Melanies, a Water, and I believe a Drizzile in hand right now. So we're going to Rapid Strike Search here. Does he have a Tower of Waters to get that Path to the Peak out of? Not that it really matters, I guess, because again, Iman's not playing anything besides the Jirachi GX. So we're going to see another Urshifu. Iman is ideal setup right now. He's got the Octillery on bench, Passimian, might be getting a second Chinchino in play. Man, he's running away with it. So Dedenne, I'm not sure what the Dedenne is. I'm not sure what the idea with that one is. So, we're a fan of waves. Okay. That's another energy disruption. I believe fan of waves is it any energy or is it a special energy?
I think I want to say special energy, but I'm not
Yeah.
100%
So
sure.
yeah. So put a special energy attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon at the bottom of their deck. So Greg's not playing any special energy.
Yeah.
So the fan of waves, unfortunately, doesn't do a whole lot for him. Maybe it was just Amon just trying to thin his deck out. So we see a Gale Thrust for 150 again. Okay, so we see a second Ice Rider coming down. Does Greg have a way to get a Shady Dealings into play? Do you see the Melanie, see the energy? We're going to possibly see... Imana, again, is in a perfect board state right now. So he has 2 Urshifus, kind of switching between the two. Next turn, he should be able to get the knockout on this Shadow or Ice Rider VMAX with...
reset stamp right there. Oh, and he plays a reset stamp.
Oh,
okay.
dang, okay.
All right. That's
So
probably
it's
a good move there.
4 cards for Iman. So we're going to see what happens here.
Hopefully that helped Greg. 'Cause, yeah, Iman has the better board here.
All right, so we're going to see So we're gonna see another high ride of the king. Looks like that's what we're gonna see right now is another high rise. High ride. It's high ride or high rise. I don't remember. Let's look that up really quick.
I think Greg's is an okay spot. I mean, he
Yeah,
can
Greg.
lose this Ice Rider. That's not
Right.
gonna be the end of the world. But as long as he can live, his VMAX can live, he can knock out those two VMAXs on Emon's side and just call it game. Assuming he lives.
Right. So with 150, oh man, it's rough because oh man, Simeon.
Oh yeah, it gives that the plus 30,
The,
right?
the plus 30, but is it only to the bench or is it to all active? So yeah, so it's only to the bench. So
Yeah.
so if he's able to boss that other Shadow or Ice Rider V, he can actually use Urshifu's attack and actually do 100 and, or is it only 100? Is it 150 to the bench or is it?
What is that? Bird feeder? Oh, I know bird feeder. Avery? No, I can't really tell from here.
So really, for Iman to kind of pull this off, you'd have to boss up the Ice Rider on the bench with Passimian and a telescopic sight to be able to knock out that VMAX. So we're gonna see.
Okay, he's gonna air balloon that one out.
Yep.
He's gonna get that the extra damage bonus there. Is it enough to kill him?
No, I think it's gonna be another 150 damage, which puts Ice Rider VMAX at the 20 HP. So this is actually looking right now more in Greg's favor. Greg has a second Ice Rider VMAX set up. We're gonna look at a possible knockout with the lance attack or the lance ability. I think this is looking. Iman had a great setup to start with, but I think Greg just was able to rebound very quickly.
Well, there it is.
Yep, there we go with the max lance ability. So we're gonna see a knockout from Iman here, but unfortunately, with all that damage on the Urshifu right now, you're gonna see that second Ice Rider VMAX come up, and it's gonna knock out this Urshifu for game. So we might see a scoop from Iman. Not much more he can do here. Unfortunately, it's just that Ice Rider with only requiring 2 energy is just how easy it is to get the energy into play.
If he can, I don't think he's gonna able to boss his order. The other, well, not anymore because they're gonna Marnie. But
right. So I think I don't know. I'm not sure what Iman's digging for here.
Trying to find another turn.
He could put that Passimian. No, because he'd have to have. How could we get 20 damage out there, right? I think that's what he's trying to figure out. Is how can I get 20 damage?
And this is where the game's gonna come in. Yep.
Yep, there it is. All right. So Iman had a great start, but Greg was just able to rebound even from that one Ice Rider being knocked out. Like in the meta nowadays is who gets set up the quickest and who has the consistency after that. And as much as Urshifu is great, unless you can attack the bench, it's really hard for Urshifu to continue to be good. But again, once that post rotation comes, Urshifu is going to be swinging on benches all day long to knock out those Vs and GX that'll be, or just the Vs that'll be on the deck or on the benches.
You're right.
It's because most decks are running your typical Crobats, your regular Vs, and all the Vs coming in Evolving Skies that are more along the line of support rather than actual attacking Pokemon. You're gonna have a bench full of Pokemon for Urshifu VMAX just to run the train on as far as attacking that bench with no bench barrier.
That is true. That is true. All right, let's get into round 4. We're almost done for the day, guys. Hope this you guys aren't getting bored of Pokemon just yet. We still got a couple more games. So this next one, we're gonna have Johan versus Phoenix. A couple regulars that likes to play. I think one of them is actually running. I forgot to change that picture. But let's see what they got on the board here. We got a Sobble and what is that?
Yep.
Snum.
Looks like we have or is that a Keldeo? It's a Keldeo
Oh
V
yeah,
with the
Keldeo.
Storm. So looks like we're gonna have a Ice Rider versus a Keldeo Frostmoth.
The Keldeo V is similar to the EX without the rush in, but the Secret Sword I believe is pretty much the same thing.
Yep, same name, pretty much same everything. Let's see here. We're gonna see a quick or level ball for another Sobble. Or is that a Sobble? Yeah, it's Sobble.
That's the cool thing about level balls, especially if you're running the Italian lineup. You get the what is it, the drizzles and then the sobbles, all with the level balls.
Yep. And then you just shady dealings for your Evo incenses for the next turn, and it's just great consistency when it comes to setting up your board state. So energy attachment. This is another great attack for Sobble is keep calling. So now, Johan is going first, so couldn't use that attack yet. But so keep calling, get a search your deck for 3 basic Pokemon and put them on the bench. So um, again, turn 2, if it's your first turn going, a great attack to get your other Sobbles into play. And of course, any additional other basics out there that you might need.
It's a bummer you can't play supporters during your first turn. That would be
Right,
such a
right.
game changer.
So we're gonna see energy attachment to that Keldeo. What's that? What card was just played?
Something that gives you 3 cards in hand. It looks like.
Okay, so we're gonna see a pass. Obviously, can't do a whole lot with just one Snom and a Keldeo into play. So we're gonna see shady dealings from Johan. Probably gonna see a level ball or an Evo incense for another Drizzile, or possibly a quick ball for a Shadow Rider. There we go. There's a quick ball.
Oh, he's gonna play it. Yep.
Yep.
Think he's getting the Shadow Rider. Oh, what's he gonna drop? What's he gonna drop? Is that a reset stamp I see in his hand?
The probably reset stamp, but it looks like we have a.
Oh yeah, he quick balls a reset stamp.
Was that a weakness card energy I saw in Johan's hand? Not sure, but so we're gonna see Ice Rider. So unfortunately, turn 1 wasn't able to get the Ice Rider into play. So we're gonna have to wait till turn 3 for Johan to actually be able to utilize the Ice Rider. Hopefully, getting the Ice Rider VMAX. We're gonna continue to see what Johan's gonna do next.
I'm
We
gonna see
could,
he's gonna try and start setting it up, but we'll see.
yeah, we could see a retreat for that 1 energy and discard. And does Johan have a Melanie in hand?
I don't think so.
Nope.
But he is gonna retreat, yep.
There's the retreat, yeah. And Snom has 58.
Oh,
Oh, there is a
yes.
Melanie. There's a Melanie right there.
Half of the beat is played, but I don't think Phoenix has run anything that requires abilities.
Not that I can
as
think
know.
of. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if she does, she's gonna be slowed down here a little bit.
Nothing like a Shadow Rider depends on. All right, so we're going to see another Shady Dealings.
She's trying to get set up.
Probably going to see another level ball or quick ball.
Or offense.
Another quick ball, okay. Might see. My guess is we're going to probably try and get another Ice Rider into play.
Oh, this is the wrong Italian. Let's take a look at the Snom.
There we go. So there we see another. Yep, 50 HP. So now we see another Ice Rider come into play. Johan's just getting great turn 2 for Johan right now. Probably going to see a Pierce for 40 damage.
Not enough to KO it, but
no. Some damage better than no damage, right?
Yep.
And if Phoenix has no way to get that Snom out of the active spot next turn, he can possibly get a Frostmoth just to get some energy into play, but I'm not too sure what's going to happen next. So hopefully Phoenix has a Frostmoth, get some energy into play, get some energy onto that Keldeo, so that way we might be able to see there's a Frostmoth, okay?
Ooh.
We could see a huge play from Phoenix right here. We could see a knockout on the Ice Rider. Does Phoenix have the energy, any kind of supporter, maybe a research, just to kind of be able to draw into more energy? I believe we're going to need to see 6 energy from Phoenix to be able to knock out that Ice Rider right now. You see a level ball for another Snom. Looks like we might not be able to get that Frostmoth out of the active spot, but we'll see what happens. Do we have a supporter? Looks like we're going to see a Marnie. Okay.
Okay, not bad.
Now, if we can get 4 energy out of this Marnie, we're going to see a knockout on that Ice Rider right now. But chances are, I don't think Phoenix runs that many energy to be able to
She
get
also needs to
4 out of.
retreat.
Right. So we got to see a switch and all that fun stuff. What do we got? So there's 2 more energy. So we're looking at 30, 60, 90. So 170 right now. Okay, we're going to see an
That's interesting.
attachment to
I wonder why she did that.
Frostmoth. Huh.
Yeah, that's weird. Does she
Unless
want the energy to be in the discard pile?
I'm not sure I'm not sure if Phoenix is running Melanie. If she's running Melanie, then absolutely that's a smart move because the Frostmoth will get knocked out.
Right.
So all Phoenix really has to do at that point is to attach from hand. But again, now with the Ice Rider V max out, we're looking at another. We're looking at like a 9 energy to be able to knock out that Ice Rider V max. That's the only unfortunate thing about these Pokemon that require so many energy to get into play to knock out Pokemon. So, of course, if you're going for the 1 hit, and Keldane only being a V, he only has 210 HP. So we're gonna see the Ride of the High King for knockout here.
It's a single prize right there.
Also, we're gonna bring up the other Snom. So I think Phoenix is gonna stall until she can get all those energy into play. So there is an energy retrieval. Okay. Do we have another Frost?
Maybe she's trying to save one of her supporter cards. Put it back. Oh.
A Melanie.
Ooh.
Okay, there's.
That's a research, it looks like.
Is that a research? Okay.
She researched her research.
So probably digging for a switch this turn. A switch and another Frostmoth with lots of energy.
She does get a Poke Communication, so she might be able to get it out. We'll see. Oh, she's playing it.
There's a Poke. No, she got rid of the Pokecom. No, did she? I could have swore I watched it. No? Okay, it looked like she put down 2 cards in the discard pile. Okay.
Okay, yeah, she's playing it.
So we're going to see.
Frostmoth.
Looks like we have probably a Frostmoth here. Now, let's see here. So we're going to have more energy. So I think she's just trying to get as much energy into play as possible before this Frostmoth gets taken out.
Yeah, because once he's gone, I think that's probably the last Frostmoth that she can able to get out.
Right. Oh, we saw a pass. Okay, so we have 6 energy on the Keldeo, so we're doing 230 right now. Yeah, 230 damage. Still no damage on that active Ice Rider VMAX, so
Marshadow. It's your favorite card.
Right now, Phoenix is in a very, very tough position. I'm not sure what the game plan is going forward because I'm not sure how many Frostmoths she runs, but she doesn't have any other Snom in play. That Frostmoth will get knocked out this turn, and that'll just leave that lone Keldeo into play. So see, we're probably gonna see the Max Lance since there's not enough bench Pokemon on Phoenix's side for Ride of the Hiking to knock out that Frostmoth. So the Dene for 6. There's a Shady D. Is that Shady? No, that's a Sniping Inteleon. So we're gonna probably just say Kenny.
So try and knock out that Q. I do see the boss's order.
Right.
Hand.
So we're gonna, yeah, we might, huh? So we have if Johan has a boss in hand, we're gonna see. I mean, if there is a boss in hand, at this point it's game for Johan, mainly just because there's nothing else that Phoenix could possibly do next turn. So I think what he's gonna do, I think he's going for the double ping sniping Inteleon on the active Frostmoth. That way he can ride to the High King for knockout on that Frostmoth, and then in that following turn we'll see a knockout on the Keldeo with the Max Lance. So unless Phoenix has something going on next turn, I don't see a way Phoenix can get out of this. So we're gonna see a knockout on that Frostmoth, 40 damage for the sniping, and then we're gonna see. I guess no, it's only 70 damage or 80 damage. So Frostmoth has 10 more HP left.
Interesting.
Yeah, because he's only yeah. So sniping for 40, 30 from the Keldeo for being on the bench, and then plus 10. So it looks like he has 10 more HP. Phoenix has 10 more HP on that Frostmoth.
Yeah, it's nice. At least she has another turn with the Frost to be able to attach energy to Keldeo.
If we can, so I'm looking at Johan's board state right now as well too, and I don't believe Johan has any supporter other than a boss in hand. If Phoenix can pull off this knockout on this active Ice Rider VMAX, I don't see. I mean, it's a big what if, right? But there's no other. There's no Snom right there. Okay.
She'll have the advantage because Johan doesn't have any other energies on the other Ice Rider there. So if she can't pull it off, it'll be in her favor, at least for a little bit.
Capacious bucket, okay. So do we have enough energy to get into play? So there's 2 more, so we're looking at 8. So this is crazy. Phoenix only needs 1 more energy to be able to knock out that Ice Rider VMAX right now.
Yeah.
That is insane. So that's 9 energy, so that's 3 times 9, which is
270, right?
270 plus a 50 that it already does.
Oh, it does,
that's
right.
320 damage. So does Phoenix have 3 energy in play? There's 2. We are just...
Oh, this is interesting. I wonder if she's going to retreat. Energy retrieval, I hope?
I hope so.
Come on,
I really hope so.
Let's go. Let's
have
go.
it. Phoenix, does Phoenix have it? Does Phoenix have it?
Oh no, maybe she miscalculated. Oh no.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're only doing 290 damage.
Oh, she was so close. I thought she was gonna energy retrieval or something.
No.
That would have been a nice play. Oh.
Dang, 1 more energy. 1 more energy would have been for knockout. That is insane. Oh, if she only had an energy retrieval, she already played her research for the turn, so Melanie wouldn't have helped. Oh, Phoenix, what do you have in your hand, Phoenix? What could we have done? Yeah, there's no way for Phoenix to get out of this one. Keldeo will be knocked out this turn by Max Lance. We're going to see a knockout on that Frostmoth. And we're going to see Johan just... Yep. We're going to see Johan run away with this one, so... Yeah, there's no way for Phoenix to get out of this one, unfortunately.
Yeah, all he's got to do is just retreat back. But I think he could just go for the win right now, actually.
Yeah, so we're going to max Lance. Well, what's going to happen now is we're going to max Lance for a knockout on the Keldeo, unless Phoenix has something else that she can put on the bench.
Yeah, she's in a good spot. Oh. Yeah, what is in her hand? I see, what is that? A potion?
It's kind of hard to tell. So we're going to see Eldegoss, okay.
Eldegoss, okay.
What are we looking for? Probably a Marnie, probably a research.
A Marty would help. Oh, disrupt Johan's hand because I think all he needs is energy, right?
Right.
Ice Rider. But
well, not even. I mean, he can take a knockout on the Snom next turn because he can just dual snipe the Snom for 40 more damage for the knockout. And now we just leave the lone Eldegoss and Eldegoss.
Boss orders the Eldegoss and.
Or boss Eldegoss knock that out for game. I think Phoenix is kind of stuck here. Not much. We're gonna see a research.
I think that Keldeo probably would have gone anyways, because I think Johan had a boss's order in his hand, right?
I think so, yeah.
Man, she hyped me up for a second, dude. I was like,
I
oh,
know.
here we go.
I thought we were gonna see a Keldeo V knockout on Ice Rider V Max. Yeah, they. So
Yep.
unless, so are we gonna see energy attachment to the benched Ice Rider Shady Dealing? So we're probably gonna see the Melanie here. Melanie for the energy out of discard. Yep, there it is. Melanie out of discard for the energy attachment to the Ice Rider on the bench.
Yep,
Retreat
and
for
then just
free with
reshoot
the air balloon.
and
Yep, and that will be game. Unless something else spectacular happens.
like Johan has to go home or something.
Right,
Yeah,
like
so
right on the spot. It's like, sorry, I gotta go, guys.
Oh, yep, there it is. That's
There we go. Yep. And that will be game. So unfortunately, Phoenix, didn't get that ninth energy. She might have just miscalculated, thinking she had 9 in play. Could have. Not sure what the game plan would have been for that point after that. I'm not sure if, maybe Johan wasn't able to get the other Ice Rider another attachment, but, unfortunately, that's what it came down to. And Johan runs away with that one.
Yeah, I think we couldn't really see her hand well, but I'm sure she could have had it. Maybe she did she did miscalculated. Maybe she could have done something else to get some more draws.
Right. Maybe she had a Crobat, or maybe
the
a
energy that
Dedenne
she
in the
played
deck.
to switch was important though. So if she didn't have any switches, obviously that's probably the best move. But I think
Right,
she might have done
right.
it too early. I mean, not too bad. We know what the strat is on her deck, and that's pretty much the point, right? Like you just gotta stack energy on that Keldeo and then go in and swoop it up.
9 energy is a lot to get onto a Pokemon, though. It's
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Unless she somehow gets 9 and just ice
she
dance.
starts swinging away on it.
Yeah.
Play a 4 line of energy retrievals. You got the Melanies in play. Energy recyclers, capacious buckets.
True that.
I mean, in theory, it sounds great, but executing it all would be even hard.
Yeah, that's like with most decks. Like, oh, it looks cool. Like you look at a deck list, and I think it work, and then when you play, you're like, oh, maybe not. It's just how it is. All right, guys, this is the last round on Pokemon, and hopefully you guys are having fun. This is our first time casting together, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this commentary of us doing some casuals, amateur play level. I know Jake's dream is to cast World Championship, so let's bring him there.
I mean, I'll even do just a regional, whatever.
Yeah,
I'll do Odyssey games. Come on now, anytime you hold a tournament, I'll do Odyssey games too.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because they recently started streaming Pokemon kind of recently too, especially the amateur tournaments.
Yep.
I'm trying to think. I think the first Worlds that was probably commentated. It was maybe 2013, at least free, because I don't think any of the older ones I could have able to find on YouTube. But I do remember, like, at least the X and Y, they started, like, hey, go on YouTube, you can watch the TCG finals. Like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, right. All right, so it looks like we have a Ice Rider versus a Shadow Rider. So,
Ooh, that's going to be an interesting game.
So it looks like we got a Sablon bench for Alex. No attachment on first turn. Ouch. That is going to play huge for Alex right now. We've got to see his hands. Looks like he had a couple of researches, energy recycler. Looks like he had a Marnie. But yeah, so this is going to be a huge turn 1 for Alex with that keep calling ability. So he's going to go ahead and get more Sobbles into play here. But no energy on that first turn for Helon here, and that's huge for Alex. I think he kind of, just judging by his body language, he kind of knows, like, dang, I didn't get the cards I needed in play. Oh, there we've seen energy, okay.
That's a lot of Sobbles out.
That is a lot of Sobbles out.
What do you think he's running? Like, is he running the Shady Dealings?
I think he's running the Shady Dealings and the sniping, but it might just be Shady Dealings only. Ooh, we're going to see huge research. It looks like there was 2 training. Energy Recycler. Energy Recycler looks like there was another research in there. It looked like it was 2 training fields, which is huge especially if Alex plays Path of the Peak. So we're gonna see VMAX Shadow Rider come out into play here, get that broken underworld door ability.
Yeah, I think the VMAX will probably be the best play. I mean, he's not too bad. Right now, Alex has on his field is just some Sobbles, right? And that's probably
Right.
an easy one hit single prize.
See what here we got. So we're seeing underworld door. We're seeing Alchemy VMAX.
VMAX.
Okay. Do we have a second Shadow Rider VMAX going to play? We don't, but we are going to see that Fog Crystal probably for another Shadow Rider. No, that we can't do that. That was a misplay. Fog Crystal only searches out for basic Psychic and basic Energy. So unfortunately, one of those things that wasn't caught. Speaking with Alex, I talked to him before, and he's kind of new to the TCG, so. And I know this is Helon's first time really running this deck, but unfortunately, a huge misplay could possibly be the factor of this format or this game right now. Very unfortunate, though. Very unfortunate. But again, luckily, this is only locals. Nothing, sanctioned events by Pokemon themselves. This is just a local event, so.
Right.
And a lot of new players. People coming and learning the new game, getting back out there with the whole pandemic situation going on. A lot of people playing online.
Whorehouse GX looks like it's been played.
So Alex can't play anything from his hand. Nothing at all. Like no energy, no trainers, no supporters. So all Alex can really do right now is just pass to his team or to that person. And we're gonna see a horror. We're gonna see Switch. Yeah, okay. So I would save that Alcremie V. We're gonna see a Marnie.
That's yeah. Marty's really good in that situation. He only had one card in his hand and he needs to get set up. Oh, what is that? Another Shadow Rider? Would you normally attack with the Alchemy?
You attack with the Alcremie when you have higher HP Pokemon in play. So if he had a Ice Rider VMAX into play, you definitely would want to attack with Alcremie VMAX. But since we still only have a Sabo, we might see a Max Geist for knockout. So we are seeing him getting set up with those Shadow Riders. So the Fog Crystal.
See if he does another misplay here. I mean,
You're right.
He has no other bench room, so unless he's trying to get the energy. This energy's right.
Yep. So basic energy, basic psychic Pokemon. So
play that quickly, at least.
So we're going to see a Max Geist for knockout on the Sabo, most likely here. Already played a Marnie, so I'm not sure if Helon has any bosses in deck, but
I think almost every deck should at least run at least one boss's order.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I mean, the Malamar list I was running had 2 Pokemon catchers, but those aren't as good as they used to be back in the black and white days.
Well, before they
Wait. Oh, we didn't see an attack because he doesn't have enough energy in play.
How much energy do you need? 3?
Need 3, yep. Path to the Peak, yep. Huge play right now for Alex if he can get Ice Rider or VMAX into play. Ride of the High King. Get 160 damage onto that active Ice Rider or Shadow Rider. We could. Helon with that big misplay with bringing up that active Shadow Rider. I think he's trying to top deck an energy, wasn't able to get one. So, all right, we're gonna see the Shady Dealings plays here, going back in 3 or 4 times on this turn. And what else are we gonna have? It looks like another. Is that a Sobble or a Drizzile? Looks like it was a Drizzile. Okay.
Double ball.
There we go. Another Shady. So his third Shady Dealings of this turn. possibly going to see a quick ball for another Ice Rider, or we could see an Evo Incense for the Ice Rider VMAX. Oh, a Capacious Bucket. Okay. So I'm wondering if he already might have the Ice Rider VMAX in hand to be able to evolve. And we could possibly see.
Oh, is it Evo?
Oh, so we get the Evo in hand already, so we're going to see the Ice Rider VMAX come into play.
There's the VMAX.
Does he have something to get energy into discard, and does he have the Melanie? Because this would be a huge turn for Alex right now if he can get that Ice Rider VMAX into play. We could see a retreat from that Drizzile get into play, and then Melanie to it.
Just quick ball all your energies.
Right. What do we got? Let's see what Alex's next move is going to be. Energy attachment.
Okay, not too bad.
Can he retreat in Melanie this turn? And the let's see, how many energy does Heal on have? He has 1, 2. Looks like he has 6 energy in play. If there's no way for Helon to get that Shadow Rider out of the active next turn, we could. So there's a Marty being played, so we didn't have the Melanie in hand for that retreat energy attachment. So
maybe he'll get one this turn.
Very unfortunate. Yeah. So air balloon. Yep. So even if we need to, Alex needs to get another Ice Rider into play this turn for him to be in a safe spot, and there it is right there. We could possibly see if Helon has it, if we could possibly see a boss on that Ice Rider VMAX, bring up the Alcremie, and it looks like there's enough energy to knock out the Ice Rider VMAX on Helon's bench or on his playing field, but after that, Helon has no other energy in play, so he'd be at a kind of a standstill, especially with that path at the peak. So there's his energy. We're gonna see. Looks like a Viridian. Either it might be a training court.
Oh, double Evos. Interesting.
Yeah, so it looks like it's a training court, so he'll be able to take a basic energy from his discard pile, put it into his hand. But do we have the switch to get the Alcremie into play? He can definitely max Geist this Drizzile.
I think that's just such a way. He's trying to find a way to bring out that Ice Rider.
Yeah, exactly. If he can boss up that Ice Rider right now, yeah, he's like, dang, I don't have it. So it looks like we might be seeing a max Geist. Would he switch? Switch, okay. Are we gonna see the other Shadow Rider come in with the 3 energy? Yep, okay. Yep, so we're gonna see a max Geist for knockout, most likely this turn. Okay, I thought that was a pass. I was like, wait, was that a pass? Like, why would you pass? All right, so we see a max Geist for knockout on that active Drizzile. And then we're going to most likely see, hopefully, another Ice Rider come down into play. Alex could easily now Melanie to the bench, attach return on the active. That's shady dealings here. Probably going to be searching for a Melanie.
Oh, yeah, he's looking. He's probably like, oh, man, it's probably prized.
Yep. Let's see here. Does he have a path in hand? So if he can get a path into play, shut off Helon's next turn with the path so he can't attach to his bench, we could still see a knockout on this active Ice Rider. Next turn, depending on if Helon has another switch in hand. But after that, if he has path into play, he's kind of at a standstill at that point. He'll be only attaching 1 energy per turn with that path being in play. So looks like Helon's doing better right now, but the way things are going, Alex looks like he has a consistency going for him right now. He's thinking real hard. He's laughing. What does he got?
Yeah, this is an interesting match, to be honest. It like, just from the looks of it looks like Helen probably doesn't, it's not set up the way that he wanted to, but also
Right.
Alex's board is not strong as well. I mean, he does got some shady dealings and like a VMAX ready to go, but there's no backup attacker. It just ends up getting KO'd. But he was able to get that other Ice Rider out. But it looks like both players are pretty flustered. So we'll see what happens.
We're gonna see Evo Incense come into play. You're gonna get that other Shadow or Ice Rider VMAX into play. Or are we gonna go for another Shady Dealings? If he has another Evo Incense, I'd personally probably do the. Okay, so we're gonna see that one. Okay. Probably had his last Evo Incense in play, so that was probably his last one.
Yeah. And he kind of needs a backup attacker on the field too, just in case, anyways.
Still haven't seen any supporter played yet. Still haven't seen any energy attachment, so we could see a energy attachment from hand. Might say Melanie. I think that's on Melanie right there. Yep. There it is, Melanie.
You called it.
So we're gonna attach Melanie to active, draw 3 cards, and hopefully we can draw another energy off these 3 cards to get another energy onto that benched Ice Rider. And there it is. All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna.
It's coming around.
So we're probably gonna see a Ride of the High King this turn. We're gonna quick ball. What are we getting for a quick ball? Possibly another Ice Rider. Nope, another Sobble. Okay. Can we get a path into play? That's the next big move. Is where can Alex get a path to the peak in play to knock out that training court?
I know most people run at least 2.
Oh, he's gonna max lance for 240.
Is that a good idea? Interesting.
Unless Alex is planning on him bringing up the Alcremie VMAX for a knockout, I could see that being the case as to why. He does have a Melanie in hand, so he will be able to Melanie for that other Ice Rider. I could see where his thought process is, because if that Alcremie does come into play, that will be a knockout on his Ice Rider. So there's the air balloon. Yep. This is what Alex was anticipating, so I could see as why he's max lance just to get the damage out there already on him.
Was he doing a Fall Crystal and a Sonya?
So he's gonna get 2 basics, and he's gonna try and just pull a bunch of energy out. So he's gonna try and just pull a bunch of energy out. So it looks like this is his last 2 energy. This is, if those are the last 2 energy in play for Elon, this is gonna be huge in the sense of if he uses Alcremie VMAX this coming turn to try and knock out that Ice Rider, he's gonna be discarding 6 energy to get a knockout, which would be.
Then he's out of energies, right? He wouldn't be able to do anything else. Ooh.
Right, so he'd only have maybe 2 to 3 energy in play, which would essentially set up Alex for an overall win. But again, game's still early. Only 1 prize has been taken on Helon's side, so.
Oh, that's right.
So we're gonna see the Alcremie come into play. And we're going to see the G-Max Whisk for knockout, so we need to discard 6 energy. But after this knockout, is there a way for Elon to get more energy into play? Does he have Recycler? Does he have Retrievals?
Right.
Because if he doesn't have any of those in play, it's going to be
does?
very,
I thought it's on an energy recycler. I don't know how much he's running.
Right.
But, yeah.
This could be... And especially if we get that, if Alex gets that knockout on the Alcremie VMAX, I don't see a way. Oh man, there's too many scenarios going on right now. Too early in the game, but we're gonna see definitely a knockout on. So we're gonna have 2 energy in play right now for Elon after this knockout.
Was that just a regular V or was that a VMAX?
That was a VMAX, yeah. So we're gonna see 3 prizes gone.
Well, Helen seemed happy, so let's see what he got.
Hopefully, got the energy recycler.
Yeah, he's got an energy recycler or energies.
Right. Alex, does he have a path to put down? If he has a path to put down, that'll be huge.
He's thinking hard here.
Does he have Marnie disrupt his hand?
That would be a good solid play actually. Yeah.
Oh, Marnie, his hand. If he's able to get path into play, get path into play first, but
Or a reset stamp.
or reset stamp exactly. Yeah. So I can't really see his hand. So if he has a Marnie, I'm not sure. Does Ice Rider play Marnies or does it play mainly Melanie in his research? So there's a switch.
That's good. That's good. Cause then
It buys him one more turn.
Yeah.
If Johan doesn't have a boss, even if he did have boss,
he wouldn't be able to play
still-
like Melanie or anything. So it's kind of putting him on in a bad spot as well. Or not a bad spot per se, but like
So he bossed up.
Ooh.
He bossed up a Shadow Rider V. Okay.
All right. Interesting. Yeah, I think he is trying to slow him down.
So we see another Shadow Rider VMAX come down, but he has no energy in play. So
C-Max going after that Shadow Rider.
there's the energy
there it
recycler
is.
right
Ooh,
there.
you caught
Yep.
it, dog. He actually
Five
gets,
energy
he
back.
gets 5 back.
Five back into the deck. Now the goal comes to how does he get those into play? If he gets 3 of those in, he can knock out the Sobble. But again, he has a Shadow Rider in play with no energy attached, so unless he has a switch or an air balloon. There's an Evo Incense. I think he's just trying to thin his deck out, so he's gonna whiff that Evo Incense. It looks like. Thinking real hard. The only play
He's in a good spot for sure.
he is in a good spot right now. Alex is kind of like, man, what am I going to do next? They're both kind of stalling right now. It's not really stalling like purposely, but it's just kind of like, what do I got to do? So Elon only has 1 energy in his discard pile.
Yeah,
Does he only run
can't do
9?
anything this turn to go for
No.
a win. Which he probably could have. Yeah, all the switches are in his discard
All the
pile.
switches are in the discard pile.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he has no way to get out of. Oh man. So it looks like he's gonna have to pass
Yeah, he's gotta pass.
Sonya. Okay. So he's gonna be able to get 2 energy out of there.
Yeah, we'll be able. How much does the Shadow Rider need to escape?
I think it's 3. No, it's
3?
2.
2.
So, but
Yeah, not too bad.
so he's gonna
attach one
underworld
for turn.
door
So
here.
next turn he can able to do it, unless he gets hammered.
So here's an underworld door here for 2 cards. Underworld door, 2 more cards. See, now here's the thing though. So now we have 4 energy across 4 different Pokemon. So not sure. I probably would have attached all the energy to my bench Shadow Rider. Man, this is a tough one. He has that training court in play, so I'm not sure if that's training court or Viridian. It might be Viridian, but it looks like a training court.
Yeah, there's that pass. Can't really do anything. I mean, he can do it next turn for sure, unless something disrupts him.
I think one of the misplays that Elon just had was he attached the energy to one of his Alcremies, attached 1 to a Shadow Rider, and then he attached 2 to his other Shadow Rider. So now his energy is spread across without no way of getting those energy to 1 Pokemon right now. Alcremie VMAX should only be used for the bigger ones, but considering he has 2 prizes left, you can knock out a Sobble next turn, and then kind of go 2 turns into knocking out the Ice Rider. Especially if Alex has a path. I'm not sure if he's able to find a path or if they're all prized. He hasn't taken a single prize yet, so crazier things have happened before, but just the way Elon has his bench set up, it's, I could be mistaken, but I think Shadow Rider only allows you to, no, you can attach to, yeah, you can attach to your bench any way you like. Okay, so the way I would have done it, again, is just use my Underworld Doors onto 1 Shadow Rider on the bench, and then try to find a way to get the active out of the active spot to bring the bench point up. So another big thing they could have done is, I know Ice Rider plays a lot of items and supporters using the Poltergeist attack from Gengar Mimikyu. But then again, Ice Rider VMAX knocks that out with Max Lance. So, all right, we're going to see... Are we going to see a switch or an air balloon into the Ice Rider VMAX here? Does he have it? Does he have it? We're going to... Alex, do you have it?
Come on. He's thinking. Maybe he's calculating his moves ahead. He's probably like, oh, man, I can't do it. He might be able to do something, but maybe ultimately at the end, he's probably like, yeah, I'm probably going to lose either way. Oh, there's the energy he needs to be able to switch. And he's got the boss's order in his hand. I think he's got this.
Ooh, does he have this? Does he have it in the hand?
Yeah, the boss is right there. Let's get a
boss.
Oh, and there it is.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think even though, regardless of what happens, like even if he was like 20 damage short, I think the next turn that Alex goes in, he won't be able to do anything. And then
well, my big thing is Alex, he was only knocking out that Drizzile, right? Because he only had 2 prizes left, and he only knocked out the Drizzile, which would only be 1 prize, which would have been...
But he boss ordered out the VMAX.
Okay, so, VMAX, so...
Yeah. I mean, that would be the optimal way to do it. Otherwise, why would you... Yeah.
Right. So my thing was was he knocking out the VMAX with the... Or was there another V in play that he bossed up?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Because...
So... Either way, good games overall. A couple misplays here and there, but of course, a lot of new players, a lot of new players as far as people getting back into it. But overall, great tournament. I went 3-2 that tournament. Lost my last 2 rounds. A lot of people
are just so used to playing a Pokemon trading card game online, so everything just does it for them. So I don't blame them.
Well, not at all. We've all been there before. So
yeah. Well, it was fun to watch. Too bad we didn't get to catch one of your games. You probably would have been like, "Yep, man, this is my best pro gamer move right here. To watch this." I'm like, "No, dude, you're ruining the moment. You didn't be watching it."
You're 4-0. You're cheating. Stop it.
Well, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, if you guys would like to come see it live, I guess you guys are welcome to walk into Odyssey Games. Just watch us play. Otherwise, come check out our next commentary. I think Jake will probably be around to commentate the finals, so hopefully that'd be pretty cool. So I'm Nikki. I'm the organizer over at Odyssey Games, and this is Jake. You know him as Jake.
No, it's great being here, Nikki. I appreciate the opportunity to commentate with you, so I look forward to doing it more.
Yeah.